Appreciate having Ross here. He's going to do a great job, already doing a great job for us. So all the crowd back there is back here. The gang's all here. And man, it's game week. I'm excited. I really am. I mean, this is just so much fun to have an opportunity to get back on the field and play. And I'm ready to kick it off. I'm cannot wait to see our team play and just kind of see where we are. I think that's where every head coach is at this point is, it's just game one and all right, we're going to, you can only find out so much in practice. And so I'm just excited to see how we handle a game atmosphere and just play somebody and get some knowledge on where we are and what we got to do to continue to improve. And that's what we want to do. We just want to get better one day at a time, 1 week at a time, all year long, and give ourselves an opportunity to have a great season. We've had a really good camp. It's been a tough camp, and I think that the team is well prepared for the totality of the season. That's what we try to do through camp is expose them and get them ready to what they're going to see and what we think we need to be able to do from a schematic standpoint all throughout the season. And I thought our guys handled that very well. And we came through it in a good fashion. We're, for the most part, a pretty healthy team. So I'm excited about really having good depth as we kick it off. Furman, just a few things about them. First of all, I really like Clay. Had an opportunity to be around him a little bit over the last couple of years, and just a heck of a football coach, a great man, and very, very good at what he does. And very impressive what they've done at Furman. Just last year, I think they were one of the most improved teams in the country. I think they went maybe +5 win total up, from the year before. So just really impressive with their season last year. They had a heck of a run into the playoffs and just got better and better as they really, I think, have bought into what Clay's trying to do there. So, impressive. It's one of one of those games where sometimes I think people say, well, you're playing Furman and this and that, and we don't ever look at it that way. We really don't. We just simply we have a standard, and it doesn't change whether you're playing a 1AA opponent or you're playing in the national championship game. Standard doesn't change. It's the exact same every single week, and that's how you develop consistency in what you're trying to do, and that's worked well for us. So we get ready for the opponent, but we really spend more time about how we play, and again, how we play is based on how we prepare, the effort, the focus, the attention to detail, those type of things, and that's what we focus on week in and week out. And sometimes people say, well, they're playing Furman. It's a game that Clemson should win or whatever. And I'm like, well, you know what? Furman has beaten Clemson 10 times. 10. So it's not like they beat them once. And the skies parted. They're double digit wins against Clemson. I don't know when the last one was, but I know they beat them 10 times, and I'll guarantee you those 10 times, Clemson was probably favored and was probably supposed to win the game. So supposed to don't get it done. This is a game of performance, and you better show up every single week. But openers are always tough, and this will be a tough opener for us. When you look at their defense. They got 10 of 11 starters back that are juniors and seniors. All right, they got 9 returning starters, so they're a veteran team, and they got a bunch of guys back with good experience that know what they're doing. And all the D linemen are back, the whole secondary's back, and they added Trapp, who we know is a good player, to that mix. One of their all-conference linebackers is back, so it's a really good group. That knows what they're doing, that I think will be improved. And then offensively, to be quite honest with you, man, it is stressful to watch them. It is very stressful. They do a great job schematically. A great job. Shifts and motions and in and out of option offense into traditional spread looks, and so you gotta be able to play base defense, option defense. I mean, they really stress you, and they do an unbelievable job with their play action game. So they can expose you in a heartbeat. They throw the ball last year 20 times a game. That kind of surprised me initially. But they throw it 20 times a game. They average 17 yards a catch. So it's usually a big play, but most of it is built off of their option principles and the play action. There's not a lot of drop back, so it puts a lot of strain on you from a discipline standpoint, and especially the guys on the back end and where their eyes are. And so this will be a challenge. Every opener is tough because you haven't played anybody, and then you line up and you play a team that's going to really challenge you from a assignment standpoint. It's a little stressful getting ready for a bunch like this. I mean, and it's really easy to see why they had the success they had last year. It'll be a big challenge for us, and we're excited about it. Their kicker back, their kicker and punter, same guy, he's back. But it's at the end of the day, it's a special time. And for us, the season starts now for a lot of people, especially our fans, but it starts in January for us. I mean, and we check a lot of boxes. I mean, it's off season, it's mat drills, it's self-evaluation, it's spring practice, it's exit interviews, it's transformation, summer grind, it's fall camp. There's just a lot of things, boxes that are checked, but it all builds to this. This is why we do all that. It all builds to this moment, and that is the season. And we get 12 opportunities. That's really all we get that we're guaranteed, Lord willing. And so, man, it's just exciting to know that it's finally here, and we've got an opportunity to have that first goal in front of us, and that's to win the opener. We've done a pretty good job of that over the last 9 years, and so hopefully we can achieve the very first goal Saturday. That's what we're trying to do. And then the last thing, just want to offer our thoughts and prayers to Zach. And I know his wife literally, I don't even know why you're here, but literally is recovering, I think, from a double mastectomy yesterday. Is that correct? She's been battling breast cancer, and Kath, my wife, has had to go through the same procedure, and so I know exactly what's going on there, but I think she's recovering well now. But anyway, thoughts and prayers with you, and just hope that Michelle will recover nicely. Okay, so with that, I'll take your questions. 1936. There you go. There you go. I'm sure that 1936 bunch was probably favored to win. I mean, Tim might get Tim Beret. He's probably got some somewhere.
You're playing 3 of your first 4 games against
option opponents.
Veer-oriented teams. I mean, obviously Air Force and Furman's a little bit different than Georgia Southern, Paul Johnson strain, but kind of the same idea. What benefits and challenges does that present to play them all so close together?
Well, I mean, I guess, benefits are you get a lot of practice on cut blocks, and it's not a foreign thing to you. You get more practice time against that. The bad part of it is the other teams get to see you play, because most of the time when you play an option team, they don't really have a lot of tape to study you on, as far as how you might defend certain things. So it's good and bad.
Coach, you said last week that the quarterback competition wasn't as clear-cut as it was last year. How close exactly are Kelly and Trevor right now, and could you see this competition going game by game well into the season?
Yeah, and that's I haven't had a chance to talk to y'all yet, but that's exactly where we are. Last year it really wasn't close. It was very different. First of all, Kelly's trying to win the job. Everybody's trying to win the job, and it went. It wasn't close. It's very clear cut, and that's where we were. This year's different in that now you got a proven guy. a guy who started for 14 games for you. He's won a conference championship in his first year as a starter. And, people get better. People improve. And that's I don't care where you start, guys improve. And that's what's happened with Kelly. He's had a tremendous year of prep since January. And, I've had a front row seat, no idea how it was going to play out. Obviously, you bring a guy in here like Trevor Lawrence, who is really off the charts from a talent standpoint, but you don't ever know until you start coaching a guy, how's that going to translate. Guys can be really, really talented in high school, but sometimes it takes a little longer to translate to this level. There's a lot going on, and but he demonstrated this spring that he's one of those unique guys that he has this unique talent, but he also demonstrated that, man, he was absorbing it very well, and he wasn't overwhelmed, but still made a lot of mistakes. I mean, it's just a lot, and Kelly was the clear winner in spring as far as, okay, well, he's the starter, but it was also pretty obvious that, man, you got a guy right here that is, we think he's going to get better, and that's kind of how we went into camp, and that's what we saw. But I'll tell you, I'm really, really proud of Kelly because, man, you got to have thick skin when you play quarterback, and you got so many people with their opinions and agendas, and they don't watch practice, they don't watch one tape, they don't, even when they do, they don't know what they're watching, they don't know what the people are being asked to do, they don't know who's right and who's wrong, and so I've just been really proud of him because how he's handled it. It's been really a breath of fresh air because he's just been locked in on himself. He's had an awesome camp, 3 scrimmages. I think he was 23 of 32, 300-something yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions, and just did a tremendous job. Played with both groups. Didn't always get first-team reps. Those reps were split all camp, and so he just came out on top from a grade standpoint, and that's at some point you gotta go play, and so that's where we are. The flip side of that is Trevor did exactly what we thought he would do, and man, he came back more in control of what was going on, a better knowledge base, and as he should. He'd already been through installation, and really. And physically, he's a very gifted guy. I mean, he's 6'6", 216 pounds, but just mentally in a really good place. And the game has slowed down for him. He's demonstrated a really good command, and he had a great camp. But Kelly was the most consistent, and that's just where we are. So Kelly's earned the opportunity to go start, because somebody's got to run out there first. He's earned the opportunity to do that, and nobody's giving him anything. He's earned it, but Trevor has earned the opportunity to play and to continue to compete. So that's where we are, and I'm excited about it. And the best case scenario is they both play well. I mean, and it's really sad that some people, may pull for somebody not to play well, or somebody, they're Clemson Tigers, and we should pull for these guys to play great. That's the way it should be. Go play well. And the best thing is they're really in control of that, and they're both very prepared to do just that. And if they'll just do what they've done in camp, which has been awesome to see. I've never had a camp with this type of quarterback play. All right, and I'm not just talking about Kelly and Trevor. I'm talking about Chase Bryce too. Man, this kid he's right there. And so it's just such a good situation. It's a very healthy situation, and this is where we are. And man, I'm pulling. I want them to, when they run out there, they're Tigers. We're going to play more than one running back. I want them all to play well. We're going to play a lot more than 4 D linemen, and I want them all to play well. We're going to play a lot more than 5 offensive linemen. We got 8, 9, 10 receivers that deserve to play, that'll have opportunities to play. I want them to play well. So that's the quarterback that's just where we are this year. We've got really talented guys that have earned the opportunity to play, and man, we should pull for them to play well. And so it's exciting. You got a guy that's proven, and I cannot say enough about Kelly in this day and age, just how he's handled himself, his character, his selflessness. He's just locked in on, and he pulls for Trevor. And same thing with Trevor. Trevor is one of the most low-maintenance dudes you'll ever meet. I know he looks like Hollywood and all that, but he ain't none of that. He's just show up, do your job, yes or no, sir. Loves his teammates, kind of a guy, and Chase is the same way. And so it's just awesome. And, they're in control of their performance. When we grade these guys, I'm not worried about if a receiver drops the ball, the left tackle misses a block. We're grading them on their knowledge, on their execution, on their performance. And so that's where we are. And if something changes, well, we'll all see it, because it's not like practice. Y'all get to watch the games. And so everybody will have a front row seat to see it. And so Kelly doesn't have a 12-game contract to be the starter. And Trevor doesn't have a 12-game contract to continue to deserve to play. Don't worry about who starts. When you play well. And that's what I tell everybody at every position. You're not entitled to play. It doesn't work that way. I don't have a lifetime contract. I mean, I got to prove that I should be the head coach. I have to earn that every year. I have to earn that every week. That's just the way it is. And so that's life. But these guys all understand that. They embrace that. And let's go to work. It's going to be fun.
You've been waving the Chase Bryce flag, as you told us the other day. And he's third string. You said he's right there. Everybody's focused on Kelly Trevor. How are you going to get Chase snaps as far as dividing it up? Is it going to be thirds, or what's your plan to get him in the game?
Well, we will have a plan for the first two, because that's where we are, just like we do with our first two deep at all the positions. And then there's a lot of positions that we have a third guy, and in some cases a fourth guy. That's pretty good. We'll make sure that we track that. We have a lot of staff that we track, that we'll use to track, reps and touches and all that type of stuff to give people opportunities. But we definitely want to get Chase, as much experience as we can this year as well, because he's earned that. But he's going to be a great player here, and he's one of those guys that I think is like I said, somebody's got to go somewhere. But don't say, okay, he's third team. Well, he must not be a very good player. Boy, that's a bad assumption. He's a very, very good player. Feaster's right now third team. He's pretty good. It's a good situation.